Besides, that could never happen to me. Contest chair, Toastmasters, and guests. My home is over 100 years old, and it has never had water in it. But for the past 14 years, we've had to pay flood insurance on a house that was never going to flood. That is more than $800 a year for insurance we didn't need. Thanks, FEMA. No, seriously, thank you. I was shocked to discover that out of the 400 homes in our area that were flooded, only 60 had insurance. Obviously, I wasn't the only one who thought that could never happen to me. It was Thursday evening, June 23rd, and all of my neighbors were in a panic. At 10:30 at night, they're pounding at my door. "You'd better move your car!" "Be right there. Let me go see what all the fuss is about." Seriously, my car is sitting in 1 inch of water. Fine, I'll move the car into the neighbor's driveway. Their driveway is a full 2 foot higher than mine. Maybe now they'll let me get some sleep. Now there was water in my backyard, but not in my front, and it would have to rise another 3 feet to even reach my porch. The roads had all been blocked since 3 o'clock that afternoon, so no one was going in or out. My poor husband hadn't made it home, and he was quite anxious. But the roads have been flooded before. The water rises and the water falls. It's going to be fine. Besides, as you well know, it could never happen to me. The power was already off, but I had my trusty flashlight and my cell phone was fully charged. It was gonna all be gone come morning. You'll see. As I headed up the stairs that night, I looked up and I said, "God, I know we just got a new furnace out of this. If you could get me a new roof, that would be awesome." Going to bed. 6 o'clock the next morning, I get up to take my little dog out. My Yorkie was kenneled on the bottom floor. I knew he was going to need to go out, so I'm carefully making my way down the steps in the dark, when on the next to the last step, I find myself ankle deep in water. Well, so much for that could never happen to me. I guess I get more than a new roof out of this. I made my way down those last 2 stairs and was really surprised at how cold the water was. And the floor, it's slippery with mud. But I had to get my puppy, who was being amazingly calm. He hadn't even barked to warn me. Fortunately, his kennel has a 2nd floor where he sleeps. The water was up to my knees as I tiptoed over and got my puppy and put him on the stairs with safety. And then I thought, I better go fishing for supplies. Now, I don't know if he thought he was going to rescue me or that I had abandoned him. But the moment I was out of sight, splash! Here comes my little puppy, swimming with all his might in that filthy, disgusting water. Ugh! There was just enough water left in those pipes to get him clean. Oh, excuse me. This is my husband calling. "Hi, hon." Poor thing. He hasn't slept all night, and he's got himself worried sick. I, on the other hand, I'm perfectly at peace. You see, the rest of that conversation with God that morning was, looks like I'm not in charge anymore. Obviously you are. Doesn't do any good to worry about things that you have no control over. You know, that first week is still somewhat of a blur. If it hadn't been for all of those volunteers and helping hands, even with insurance, our home wouldn't have been recovered to the extent it is today. When the bank sent out the inspector for that final time and we got that final payment in, we felt like we were done. But that was back in January. And you know what? We're far from done. We still have a garage full of rusting tools and a shop that's been stripped of its wiring and insulation that still needs to be restored. Our yard is nothing but muck, and our sidewalks and our steps still need redone. I still think I have a whole lot of stuff that I don't have anymore. But please, don't think I'm complaining. Our neighbors suffered much more than we did. 23 lives were lost that day. Stuff can be replaced. People can't. Where we live, the roads are always blocked long before any home is in danger. So even though there's no getting out, there's still plenty of dry ground. Many of my neighbors moved their cars to the hillside behind my house, and their cars were safe. I have a picture here. It's of my neighbor's driveway. Ooh. Out my window, and the little blue puddle is my Ford Fusion. I should have taken the case of water upstairs with me that night, along with my puppy and dry food for my pets and for myself. I should have filled the bathtub with water, every pot and pan. But that never occurred to me, because that could never happen to me. It could have been a whole lot worse, and for many, it was. Hindsight is 20/20, and I will always be an incurable optimist. But for the record, it's not true that could never